Welcome back to Storytime at the Massage Office. I'm your host, Noelle Diamond. Today we're talking about a very special boss that I've had once upon a time. We're going to call him Leon Scholzinger. If you get that reference, you're awesome. The whole story started with I needed a job that was close to home because of situations going on at home. I went to the closest chiropractor, walked in the door and spoke to the nurse who was behind the desk. And I said, "Hi, I'm Norelle. I'm looking for a job. Do you happen to have any openings for a massage therapist?" Her exact words were, without looking up at me, "You don't want to work here." You don't know that. She was right. Do I regret working there? No, because I got a story out of it. So, Mr. Leon happened to be there that day. He took me into the conference room, which I don't know why he had a conference room, but he took me into the conference room and we sat down and talked, discussed the situation. He was willing to pay me 70-30, which is pretty good, not gonna lie. Everybody else that I had talked to, even in massage school, they said chances are it was going to be 60-40 or 50-50. So he was willing to give me 70% of the amount and I was going to be giving him 30%. Not a problem. I can deal with that. I can create a spreadsheet that does the calculation, so sure. Then there came actually working for him. The room itself, he had a dedicated massage room that nobody was using with a hydraulic table in it that I don't know where he got it because he didn't have a massage therapist on staff at all. He just happened to have one. And hell, I'll take a hydraulic table over a regular table any day. No offense, baby, I'm sorry. Yeah, hydraulic table is absolutely the way to go if you want a long-lasting massage career. I asked him if he had any dedicated clients for massage. He said no, and that I would have to drum them up. He was willing for me to leave signs out on the front desk that to advertise that there was a massage therapist now and so forth. So pretty much I was driving traffic from massage into his office. He told me point blank that he was not going to recommend massage to clients. That between the nurse and what he just said, that should have been the second sign. Did I listen? No, I didn't. Absolutely no integrity whatsoever. He would intentionally just tell people to come in and snap them when I knew they were misaligned. And he would tell them to just go walking, and that's supposed to realign them. If you're misaligned and you go walking, you're just going to compensate and you're going to make things worse. Occasionally, there would be a client that was willing to try it, and they absolutely loved it. I did client after client. I said, "Where do you want me to leave my soap notes?" On his sheet breakdown, he had a single line for any kind of remark from massage therapy or whoever else was working on the clients. I don't know about anybody else, but a single line is not enough for me. So clearly he had worked with some kind of other massaging person in the past. I mean, obviously, because he had the massage table. People just came in, so I'm getting shy. Oh, he also told me that he rented out that office to a dentist over the weekend, so to not use any of the drawers. I couldn't use the drawers, I couldn't use the cabinet. As far as sheets, I had to provide my own and then take them home at the end of the night. He didn't make it easy for me, that's for sure. You were literally just renting the space for that period of time, and that was it. Anyway, that's not the worst thing about him. Not anywhere near. When I did get clients that would come on a regular basis, I would work on them first, and then they would go and see him. He gave me one compliment ever, and that compliment was that whenever he would try to adjust somebody after I had massaged them, they would adjust like butter. Thank you. I don't care if it's a compliment or not. I'm taking it as one. Well, we will move on to his private life. Not so private, except for the people who were in it. By that, I mean he had 5 girlfriends.
That is just nasty.
All blonde. I don't remember their names. I wouldn't have been able to tell you, even if I did remember their names. But he had 5 girlfriends, and none of them knew about each other. I knew about them. The nurses knew about them. Some of the patients even knew that there was more than one girlfriend. But did they know about each other? No. So it's clearly not a poly relationship situation. He would have me massage them for free, and he would tip me $25 gratuity. I was a first year. I didn't know any better. But because of HIPAA, I couldn't tell any of the girlfriends about the other one. And he knew that too. Aside from having these 5 girlfriends that didn't know about one another, he would also have weekends available to take them out. See, he got paid on Friday by the insurance companies. Our payday was on Monday. which gave him plenty of time over the weekend to spend as much money as he wanted on whichever girlfriend he was taking out at the time. And come Monday, sometimes we got paid, sometimes we didn't. Luckily, in my situation, I think I always got paid except for the insurances, because the clients paid at the time. Only one of my clients was by insurance. So in that situation, that was a different situation. He was actually married before. And the woman that he was married to before was his office manager for the chiropractic clinic. When I came in, the nurses during the off time were supposed to be going into the individual files and changing the amount of money that was charged to the insurance companies so it would make his income look less, because he was in the middle of a divorce to the ex-office manager, which means that now he had to fudge the books to make it look like he made less money. He's a treat, isn't he? Not only that, he was also under several lawsuits when I met him. There were multiple sexual harassment. He was under OSHA violations for which he was under investigation. I don't remember if there was any DA or not. I wouldn't have put it past him though. So the nurses were cooking the books by his request. None of them liked him. They all worked for him just because they had to, pretty much. So now we come to the what is it like to work in his office as a nurse? Not fun. Pretty much. So like I said, I walked in the first day and the nurse said to me that I didn't want to work there. I didn't know the kind of person that he was. He was one of those good old boys, but he also liked money a lot, in case that hadn't already come across. To that end, there was one customer, client, patient, whatever you want to call him in particular, that he was very fond of, because he had convinced the guy to come in once a week just to get his neck snapped. That's all. There was no treatment, there was no plan, there was no procedure for this is our prognosis and this is what we're going towards. It was just come in and I'll pop your neck. $41 a week for this person to come in every day. Oh, this was also like 10 years ago. So $41 a week for this person to come in just for him to snap his neck. This person was extremely rich.
And now for something completely different.
I don't know exactly what he had. He was delusional. He was obsessive. I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, so I don't know what those equal. He had a nurse who was supposed to be with him at all times. He stupidly married the nurse. Don't ask me what was going on in her mind. Maybe she was doing it for the money. She divorced him. She didn't get half the money. But now here he is, a person who is by, I don't know if it was a court order that he had to have somebody with him at all times to kind of like calm him down. But here's an example. One of the girls who worked there, he had a particular fondness for. So this girl, he would come in and every time he would tell her to come away with him back to his house. His house was like, here's the main road. His house was at least a quarter of a mile off of the main road. There were no other houses around it. It was in the middle of like a field of its own kind of thing. To quote another nurse, nobody would have heard her scream. Needless to say, she never went because she was married, and why would she? He was probably around 50 years old when I met him. Brown hair, the gigantically thick glasses, sweaty, always sweaty. Well, after hitting on her multiple times, he finally decided that he didn't like taking no for an answer anymore, so he went out to a car, came back in, and slammed down a knife. I'm not talking a kitchen knife, I'm talking a hunting knife.
That's a knife.
Slammed it down on the counter and told her, "You coming with me now?" Needless to say, she freaked out. The other nurse who was behind the counter freaked out. I'm standing there like,
oh, hell no.
What did Leon do? Mr. Leon came in, laughing his butt off, smacked the guy on the back, and he's like, "Come on, we're going to take you on back." The lead nurse wanted to call the cops right then and there. Leon convinced her not to. "Oh, he's harmless. Oh, he's harmless." "No, he ain't. He brought in a hunting." Anyway, so let's see, what else was there? Oh, he delighted. And as he's passing by the nurse's station, and there's two of them sitting back there, and telling the patients, "Oh, this is Kelly. She gives great jobs." The hell is wrong with you? None of the patients wanted to hear that. Eventually, Mr. Leon's debts, lawsuits, and all of that finally came to bite him in the butt. And he decided it was a good idea to close up shop, file for bankruptcy, move to a different building, and open back up again with a new name and a new tax ID number.
Kinda sus.
I believe that's called fraud. but I don't know if it's fraud. Please tell me if it's fraud. I have no idea. I know it's not wholesome. It's not trustworthy. The new place that he opened, the x-ray machine was right next to the nurse's station, and he didn't leave the door closed, which to my understanding, that's an OSHA violation. According to the nurse that worked there, who was young and of childbearing age, she was uncomfortable with the fact that she had to walk by an open x-ray room. Don't blame her on that situation. The new place didn't have as much room as the old place, so he put my massage table in the storage room and expected me to massage in there. I did once, and a woman who had never had a massage before could tell that I was stressed just by my hands. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work. He told me that massage is just a luxury and that I'm not a priority. So there was no point in putting my table someplace that was gonna be comfortable where I could actually work on clients. So he told me, you're done. So I left. I said, okay, fine, we're done, contract terminated.
Contract terminated!
We hadn't actually signed anything, so I didn't have to sign anything to terminate the contract. He never called me. The nurses called me multiple times to come back because there was one client in particular that insisted on seeing me before he got worked on. I never went back. The last that I heard, actually, I haven't heard anything about him. Worst person that I ever worked for, by far. He would insult you to your face and laugh about it. I would spend 90 minutes making somebody calm and relaxed and smoothing their muscles out just to hear them screaming 15 minutes later from the room next door. So that's why I'm wary about chiropractors. He's not a stereotypical chiropractor. He's just a douche. Well, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this quick little story time from the massage office. I have to go because I have a client coming in a couple of minutes. But thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to let your light shine. Drink plenty of water. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.